fiduciary responsibility. A advisory committee is just advising, and I basically had a financial guy, major client, some people, and I paid them $500, took them to a very nice restaurant, and then I had a couple of my key managers and employees make presentations to them as to what they were doing, why they were doing it, and try to get some outside feedback on it. So as a way to get some, that's really pretty high-powered people that I got for a minimum amount of dollars. And now SCORE also here has what they call a business advisory organization.
There's something
We've got
called
some brochures on it.
physical, which is a
This
physical
something
for your
new.
business.
So, I mean, that can be a very good thing to do. I also suggest meet with similar non-competing businesses that may be similar to yours, or find some businesses outside of your area that do exactly what you do and try to develop a relationship. And, you know, if you like to ski or do various things, try to find some businesses up in the mountains that you go visit, and, you know, some IRS, you can kind of cover some of those expenses. So anyway, find other businesses, and you may have to go through a few, and you may get a bunch of no's. All you need is one or two yeses, and you can develop a very good relationship. They may be able to help you with some financing, or maybe, you know, y'all want to do some things together and start a similar business in a different area. So again, all kinds of opportunities there. Industry forums, organizations, federal, state, local government organizations. So you've got a lot of places you can get business help, and I encourage you to use it.
Okay. Any comments, questions?
Two things real quick. You touched on going to a competitor.
Pardon?
Buying out a competitor,
Right.
competitor buying you out, which I agree. An interesting statistic we just stumbled across down there, we put up a department of people like Jeff Frankenhauser. We went to all the CPAs in the entire area down there and saying who's most likely to sell their business, because they're the ones that know. 60% of all businesses in the United States are, the owners are over 60 years of age.
They what?
They're over 60
Over
years.
60.
Oh, yeah, okay, so they have somebody who's
So
retired.
there's a tremendous amount of people that's going like, they don't have heir apparents, you know, they don't have child or daughter,
Yeah.
and their business is up for sale. The other thing is that we are losing 2,400 World War II vets a week. And it's the biggest transfer of wealth that's taking place in the United States right now. What does that got to do with you? Well, this money's going to the 60-year-old children. Guess what they got? 30-year-old children wanting to go into business. So there's a lot of private money and investment groups out there. Did you see what the SBA is now doing and reducing the restrictions on who they're giving loans to?
The only thing I'll tell you, if you buy a business, unless you really, really understand the business and the industry, get outside help. Most major accounting firms have people that will come in and will actually give you a value of the business. The seller normally overvalues the business, I know because I always did. The buyer wants to undervalue the business, and you get into a big negotiating phase. So my suggestion is, and it can be done fairly inexpensive, you know, depending on the dollars involved, obviously. One of my experiences was one of the businesses I was involved in, I was kind of gotten out of it. We had a president that, you know, we wanted him to sell the business, and he really got into it, found a business that he wanted to buy. I thought he was doing due diligence. He ended up getting a financial organization to give us $7 million to buy this business for $6 million. The business was bought, found out it had major problems. And basically, it has now destroyed the second business. It's been taken over by the financial firm because if certain numbers weren't met, the firm could take ownership. So now they're trying to turn it back around. But he did not do due diligence. I mean, for $6 million, he should have spent $150,000 doing due diligence on this organization. But he was so afraid, he thought this was such a good business and everything looked so good, and that if he raised too many questions, that the owner wouldn't sell it, oh, I can tell you, that owner went to the bank just smiling like crazy. Because once we got a hold of it, it ended up creating, so, I mean, there are all kinds of outside help. You just have to be careful, and they say buying a business, selling a business, nowadays it's a pretty common thing, and there's money available, you just gotta do it right. And, you know, there's lots of things that come up, attorneys need to be involved, contracts end up being specialized depending on the industry and the people, and anyway, that's another whole stuff.
So we've run over, and we've had some good discussion. Fortunately, you've been able to make comments. Anybody who'd like to stay after and speak with Willis or Ben or myself or Nancy or Ron, feel free to do that, okay? But otherwise, I hope this has been helpful meeting for you. We have
And
business cards up
this is
here.
the advisory information that SCORE has available here.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for that was great.
You hope there's more good than ugly.